Hello, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for September. This is for the Sun or your Ascendant. I'd be delighted if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, if you did so now. Your sign is ruled by the Moon, which means you're a receptive zodiac sign. Your ability to soak up the atmosphere and the energies around you is very sensory. But also you're cardinal, which means that you have a real gift to manage situations and resources very astutely. But because you are feeling, you can therefore be reflective. And this month is going to give you an opportunity initially to embrace a much more intellectual approach to life, a much more chatty and interactive one. If you do have ideas that you want to share with others, September offers such a rich potential to you. You may find that some of your ideas are going to reach the ears of some very influential people, and your drive and determination to be heard is definitely going to be ramped up. Now, the reason for this, Cancer, is the Sun is going to be combining with Mars in the first 12 days of this month. Mars is a get-go influence. It's the ruler of Aries, so it's about initiative. And, of course, it's restless, it's more masculine, but it's also wanting to make things happen. So in conjunction with the Sun in your third solar house, this means that your thoughts are going to be going that much quicker. If you do have ideas that you want to share with others, you're going to share them with conviction. It could be that at a more physical level that you're going to want to be more active, because Mars, having that action asset attribute to it, joined with the Sun, is just going to see you potentially a bit more restless. But also, Mercury and Venus are also in the sign of Virgo. Now, if we think about Virgo energy, which the Sun, Mars, Venus and Mercury are occupying as this month begins, it's very much about discrimination. It's about the detail. It's about being of service to others. It's also about how we can improve the structure and organisation of situations. So it's possible that your thoughts and ideas are going to come right to the centre of your activities, or you could be just that much more physically busy, but it's going to be an exciting time, a time when you're going to be more outgoing. Now, in contrast, as the month goes on, a more reflective set of energies emerges, which is more in keeping with the nature of your zodiac sign. But do expect to be very busy as this month begins. The pace of life can be breathtakingly quick, and that can be really exciting. Now, there is a quarter moon on the 6th, which just asks you to try to discriminate around the things that you really need to focus upon, because that's in Sagittarius. If you spread yourself too thinly, then it's possible that something that is important could miss your attention. Now, all of this month, the rulers of Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune, are actually in a square. Jupiter is going forwards now, and of course is the planet of learning, it's the planet of expansion, it's the planet of travel, but it's essentially in a very practical area for you. But it's clashing with its consort from the sign of Pisces, Neptune, and that can create for us all a kind of other reality. And it's possible that we can almost distort situations because the way we receive information can be rather inflated somewhere, exaggerated. So if you are having discussions this month, check in the details, and all this Virgo energy will help you, is going to be vitally important. Now, on the 14th, there is a full moon. If you are wanting to travel, buy a new mode of transport, check out some kind of educational course, you are interested in technology, perhaps you want to start a business in this area, or you are having any discussions of a contractual nature, care will be needed in the following 2 weeks. But you are given a great bonus, because there is a sextile between this full moon and Pluto. And Pluto's in your sector of relating. And someone influential could actually have some really good ideas to share with you. Now, also on the 14th, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into the sign of Libra. Now, Libra is an airy sign, but it is your fourth solar house. And Mercury in the fourth solar house is a little bit in less than ideal, in a less than ideal location, because obviously Mercury is about how we think, how we articulate, how we listen, how we absorb information, which is all good in the sign of Libra, but the fourth house is about emotions. It's very similar to the characteristic of your own zodiac sign. So it will be important to avoid letting any emotions run round your mind without expressing them, because you could feel a bit more inward from that point onwards. The great news, however, is that on the 15th, Venus moves into this location too. Now, this could see you wanting to bring about some kind of home improvement program. This could be of a decorative nature. It could be that you start a business from home, this combination, because Venus and Mercury are still going to be collaborating beautifully in the second half of this month. But I think it's also the case that your environment generally is just going to become that much more important. Now, because you have that instinct anyway, it really wouldn't be a surprise if you're pouring your attention into family, emotional, personal, or structural areas that do affect your security, be it in a physical or emotional context. But on the 18th, there is a really good piece of news, because Saturn, the planet of structure, conditioning, but also of resistance and restriction, that ends a retrograde which began at the end of April. So as that starts to go forwards, that's something that we can all celebrate. But for you, from the 12th through to the 16th, the Sun's forging a fantastic collaboration with Pluto in your sector of relating along with Saturn. I think this points towards a very powerful conversation occurring from the 12th to the 16th, which can have some really major impacts on your thinking and on the potential to merge your resources or your ideas with another person in some kind of collaboration or partnership. It could draw you closer together in a romantic situation, or if you're single, just give you a lot more ideas about exactly what you do want in terms of the type of people that you feel that you can relate to in a satisfactory and productive way. Now, from the 14th through to the 24th, it's Mars's turn to forge an amazing link with Pluto. When these two get together, really nothing is going to stop us. It gives us enormous drive, determination, and willpower. Pluto's about change, and Mars in this sector is going to give you a lot of physical vitality. So if you do enjoy some kind of competitive sport, you can certainly sparkle across that period of days. You can also find yourself being a lot more amorous if that is something you're searching for. But on the 23rd, we do have the autumn equinox, and the Sun moves into the sign of Libra. Here it joins up with, of course, Mercury and Venus, which are already there. And on the 28th, we have a new moon in this area. So the whole issue about the pace of life, your ideas, your interactions with others, which are all going to be sparkling with effervescence in the early part of the month, I think as you come into the last 10 days, it's more about throttling down a little bit, and you're more concerned with the sense of environment that you find yourself in, how at ease you are, and how happy you are in those closest alliances and relationships. But both Mercury and Venus are forging a gorgeous link with Jupiter before the month comes to a close. And that is brilliant if you are wanting to make some changes to where you live. And it's also possible that you could have some kind of good fortune. Venus is known as the lesser benefic and Jupiter the greater benefic. So when they get together, it can bring some genuine good fortune. But this good fortune for you could occur in some kind of practical dimension. So it could be linked to a job, which gives you a greater income, improves your sense of well-being, and therefore feeds into feeling just better, safer, and more at ease in your overall situation. So this is a very, very exciting month for you, Cancer, with so much to achieve. And it really is about switching on your more intellectual faculties earlier in the month and embracing your more natural instincts later in the month. But certainly can include some very significant connections with other people. And your relationship sector, which has definitely been slowed down by the retrograde to Saturn, is going to settle down a little bit. There has been so much politics that have been the backdrop for part of June and also of July. I think it's going to be a relief for you that things are moving forwards and the pace of life is quickening up as well. I'd love it if you would check out the link beneath this video to see my personal horoscope store. If you buy a 12-month forecast and a character analysis, you can get a 30% discount. Or you can book an appointment with me personally for a private consultation. But for now, it's been a real pleasure. Good luck and goodbye.